We're just waiting for the fog. Okay, all right. All right, there's the fog. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Near Death Diary podcast. I am your host, Deadeye Two Tongues, and with me, as always,
The best part of waking up is Fogman over here.
the fog man, Mr. Cody. Cody, how the hell you been?
I have about 10 minutes worth of energy, and then I'm done.
Why's that?
Because I've been working all day.
I slipped you $100.
Yeah, that got me to finish that other video edited, and then I need another 100 to do this one.
So, how many stories we got tonight, Cody?
We have 3.
Oh, wait, shut up. We have some news. We have some new stuff on set from some of our fans and followers here. Look at this amazing bear skull we got here. If you follow us on Patreon, then you saw the unboxing of that. And just over here, we have Mr. Turtle, Eastern painted turtle shell. How neat, right?
Very cool.
There was a lot of other really neat stuff sent in by one of our Patreons, or one of our patroners, one of our patrons.
Frequent followers.
Miss Kaylina. And thank you so much for sending those in. These are great additions to the set. It just gets a little spookier and spookier with each
Not that
past. Which one?
I've got it over here.
Do you have it? I was reaching for the story.
I didn't want you to spoil it.
I'm not trying to spoil. Like, okay, so what does the title just give it all away? I take it.
There you go.
I'm leaving it face down until I'm ready.
Can you read it face down too?
I can read it upside down, backwards.
I want to see that. You can barely
No.
read them as is, so if you could just not fuck up at all tonight.
I'm going to make this
Great.
flawless. No, as a matter of fact, because of your sass, this is going to be the episode with the most edits
I don't know.
that there's
We've had
ever
some
been.
doozies.
So, Cody, how anything neat happen in the past from last episode to now?
We saw those eyes out in the woods.
Yeah, we
Didn't know
did.
what that was.
Yeah, we're going to put those right here. Creepy, huh?
Their ears are
Mm.
lovely.
Yeah. I think if a city folk would have seen that, they'd have shit down their pant leg. It's just an owl. Yeah, in one of the videos, you can really see its head turn all the way around. It's pretty neat.
Probably owl man.
Yeah. So one of the neat things that happened to me, I have been essentially welcomed into the book talk community since the last time we spoke. Book talk, where you at? Are you in the live chat? What's going on? And I'm reaching out. I want to try to do some being a narrator for audiobooks.
Neat.
You know, because I got the voice. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's going to be pretty neat. And I'm going to try looking into finding authors who need a voice actor for their voice or for their book. So that's a new development in my life. Other than that, my rash is almost gone.
Hell yeah.
My psoriatic arthritis. Yeah, it's almost gone. It only took like a month. Almost.
All the spooky stories.
I think so. Causing me great stress. That's all right. Actually, the podcast has been fun. It is very stressful. But our Patreon, we just cracked $400 a month.
Right.
That's getting up there. It's getting up there. Imagine all the neat things we can do whenever that number goes up.
Paper clips.
Which
We can get so many.
we can make chainmail paper clip outfits. That'd be neat. And then we could test our knives and blunt weapons. That'd be some content, wouldn't it?
Sitting at 1.91 followers
On Patreon?
on YouTube. Here.
1.91. Wow, guys.
Yeah.
Well, who knows where we're going to be by the time this airs? But as of right now, 1.91 subscribers.
It'll probably go down though,
Why?
because I've been messaging everyone personally and telling them to get. I just know half of them
Well, good thing
are
no one,
specters and ghouls that have come to haunt us from these stories we're reading.
no one's going to listen to you.
Eh.
No, nobody is taking you seriously. Nobody.
Ah.
Nobody. I had a kid walk up to me today at the grocery store and was like, "I've seen you in those videos with that Cody kid." And I was like, "Oh yeah," and he's like, "I don't take him seriously.
I don't even think that fog's real.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's exactly what he said.
I doubt that Elvis tree was even a thing, was it?
Yeah. And then he poofed into a cloud of fog.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure he was a spirit. Maybe we'll get a write-in about him.
What about so we're starting Milk Jug Hands,
Mm-hmm.
which is completely real.
Right?
You start Fog Man too, and he's just a man made of fog.
Well, we can't broadcast that we're starting it. It'll lose all steam or
Right.
fog
We'll
in this
secretly
case.
do it. We'll secretly do it. You guys didn't scratch that from your memories.
Yeah, it's just going to be a clever little edit on your part.
I'm not editing anymore. I'm just gonna let everything go. That's why you cannot mess this up. Flawless read through
Of what?
of these stories.
Of tonight's story?
These immaculate stories.
The Japanese Succubus? We got us a Japanese Succubus. Wow. She a geisha girl? She's cute. We'll see. But before we jump in tonight's first story, guys, can we get you to go down there and sacrifice a virgin on the subscribe button? Cody, what are we going to do the like button?
We're gonna tickle it.
When you're done sacrificing a virgin, go give a little tickle fight to the like button.
We get some long grass and tickle its toes.
All right, guys. Also, if you want to go over to our Patreon, guys, anything helps. Before we get into our story, I'm going to put that out there. Okay. All right. If you like the cut of our jib, all right. If you like the sweet tones of my voice as I'm reading these, then how about you give a little consideration to going over there and subscribing to our Patreon. You can make a monthly donation if you like. Our different tiers have different benefits to them. You could check them out. You could subscribe to one of our tiers, or you could just subscribe for $1 a month. That'd be totally helpful. And access to our Discord is through our tiers, in which case you can remain having discussions with us after the show. And if you don't know, guys, we're probably in the live chat right now, just wreaking hell. All right? But on Discord, after the show, we like to go to the after party, in which case people discuss the show. Sometimes the people who wrote in the story are able to clarify or answer questions themselves. And it's a pretty good time. You should go join. You should go do that. Other ways you could support us: TikTok, Deadeye Two Tongues, and we got our Instagram, Deadeye Two Tongues, and our Facebook, Deadeye Two Tongues, and our Patreon is Deadeye Two Tongues 740. Oh my gosh, I got all that out of the way. That feels nice. It feels nice. The shackles are off. I feel like I can be me again.
Just read it. Wait, what if we, to save time, we don't?
No, I'm just going to start reading.
What if we don't?
Japanese.
What if we just hold the story up to the camera, and the viewers can read it?
That sounds like a blossoming channel. Yeah, it really does. Especially for the people who just listen. You know? Enjoy
It's gotta
the
make
silence.
the nice sound of paper flipping when they know it's time to change the page.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Let's get into our first story of 3.
Yes.
First story of 3 for the night. Guys, let's jump into our first story, the Japanese Succubus. This is a story when I was in the military. I got stationed at Camp Lejuan. It's Camp Little Wayne.
Camp Little Wayne.
So that's how it looks like it would be pronounced. I got stationed at Camp Lil Wayne. Yeah. Lejuan. With 1st Battalion, 10th Marines, and a moldy, rundown barracks on North Street. I was getting settled and accustomed to North Carolina life. Completely different vibe from the hometown in Alabama. I hated most of my command because they were arrogant. They were douchebags, know-it-alls, and I only clicked with the guys I closely worked with. Fast forward a couple of months later, after getting stationed into the fleet. At this point, it's roughly August, and I got sent on a unit deployment program where they took us to Japan for 6 months to conduct the first ever joint artillery operation with the Japanese military. Fast forward a week after, the first 12-day field operation. I went to my rack one Saturday afternoon. I was too exhausted to go out in the town or the enlisted club and party with my buddies, so I just took a nap. At least I thought I did. I was abruptly awakened, which isn't the word I would describe it with. It was more like interrupted or time felt still. I couldn't hear the window unit in my barracks room going or the rowdiness of my unit throughout the barracks from my door, which was unusual, but it wasn't what made my heart start racing. I was frozen. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Man, someone should get this man a blanket.
The window unit's not on, so...
Only thing I could move was my eyes. I tried screaming, but couldn't move my muscles at all. Everything in my vision was almost hallucinogenic. It was the afternoon, so the sun was out, but everything around me was as if there was no light. Almost a black and white realm, yet respirating and vibrant. I saw a childlike goblin-looking silhouette figure on my Marine brother's bed. For reference, at Camp Hanson's, there's 3 to a room, and our racks basically made a U in the room for more space, with our wall lockers and all. Once I noticed the silhouette, my muscles tensed. Then I couldn't move my eyes. I was motionless, screaming internally as this black, almost 2D silhouette approached me. Everything else was a dull gray or an off-white color. It hopped off the other bed onto the floor, crawling, crab walking toward my bed, where my feet were, but while it was moving towards me, it grew larger into a woman-like silhouette.
Shape-shifting.
I mean, is she good looking?
You can't just try to... This is how they're going to get you.
What do you mean? She's going to get you no matter what. You're fucking paralyzed.
Goatman.
Oh, no.
Goatman's going to know every move to make.
Oh, fuck Goatman.
He's going to... He's going to get you. Get you up on them tracks and just rail you with a train.
I'd rather be succubus. All right, back to the story. Sorry, we got distracted. I couldn't move. I couldn't scream. I could only watch. The silhouette kept creeping further towards my chest, eventually sitting on top of it. I could feel the pressure on my chest to this day. It was so haunting. I felt suffocated. The silhouette then gripped my throat and began to choke me.
Ooh.
Now, depending on your preference here,
I don't know.
so far, could go either way.
I want to choke to death.
Could go
We
either
had
way.
3 of the stories now where they're sitting on their chest and
Yeah,
this either succubus or sleep paralysis.
but this
type
is
demons.
this is the first hot Asian though. Well, I
Yeah, well,
guess
she wasn't. She was a goblin at first.
I'm just going to assume she's hot because she's probably from hell. Like that's what I'm just putting that out there.
If you're going to kill me, at least make it a little worthwhile.
He has not yet described her features. She could, she could be a butterface.
Aw. Darn it.
Darn.
Maybe next time I go to bed, I'll
Can't you like shape into any shape? Why you got to pick that one? Like, why you got to pick that one?
See, what shape would you pick?
Well, I'm probably trying to cause this person like as much emotional trauma as possible. So like, well, there's a list. It depends on how malicious and evil I want to be, but I think Rosie O'Donnell.
God damn.
Like now, today's Rosie O'Donnell. Yeah. Imagine me crawling up your bunk. Can we get a picture of what Rosie O'Donnell looks like today? Right here.
I would have said dusk till dawn, Salma Hayek.
What you're trying to like give them the time of their life. You're just trying to bang dudes.
No, that's for me.
If you wanted a succubus, I thought you were saying if you were the succubus.
If I was a succubus, I wouldn't even bother. I don't even know why they bother. If you're already paralyzed, you already got them. Why even bother transforming into anything? Just get up there and choke them to death.
I think I heard the goat man. I clearly said, if you were the succubus,
I didn't hear that.
what form would you take on? All right.
I was the one who started and asked you first. What are you talking about?
We're gonna have to see the playback. So you would take Selma Hayek. Let's see. I don't know. Pretty much all of Hollywood's a bunch of like Diddy party goers.
What about the old woman from the grandma cookies, the soft cookies they have?
Like on the packages?
Yeah.
I bet she's got really soft, like warm hands.
I bet she could knead some shit.
I'll make her need me, God damn it. Yeah, that's who I'd pick. The grandma cookie package. Can we get that right here?
We're gonna have to edit some of this out.
That's who I want to be my succubus.
We're like reading this guy's like worst
This guy's like
life
traumatized.
experience.
he's like they haven't even
just
got to
derailed it to just.
I mean, give us a story about a succubus. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think? I couldn't move. I couldn't scream. I could only watch. The silhouette kept creeping further towards my chest, eventually sitting on top of it. I could feel the pressure on my chest to this day. It was so haunting. I felt suffocated. The silhouette then gripped my throat and began to choke me. It felt as if it lasted for minutes, almost to the point of me passing out, until one of my roommates walked in because he forgot his wallet. My vision flashed like a camera returning color to normal as I woke up. The silhouetted figure was gone, and all my buddy asked me was, "Why are you sweating so much?" To this day, he and I have not talked about that day.
I would have talked to him because he probably just thinks you were wanking it in there.
Yeah, I mean, something. But I mean, like, if you were so sweaty, like, and there was no explanation, like, unless he told him, unless he was like, yo, some, grandma cookie lady just came up in my bunk and was choking me, and I'm sweaty because of that. But if he didn't tell him, like, if he was just like, and he was like super sweaty, then that dude totally thought he was wanking.
Yeah, I would have definitely been like.
And that's why they don't talk anymore. Had to be,
Your friend came and cock blocked that succubi.
Yeah, she's going to be pissed. I bet you she's coming back.
Don't say that.
She's going to get what she wants. Fast forward to me meeting my now wife. I moved in with her, and she ended up noticing how wisteria vines kept overgrowing on the trees, which is weird for southeast Alabama, especially where she was staying at the time. It kept overgrowing over the fence up until we moved houses. To this day, I have not encountered the entity again, but the wisteria manages to find the places that I frequent the most. That is the end.
I wonder if we're missing a little bit of what was the significance of the wisteria in the first. Was that mentioned earlier?
I don't believe so.
Does that have something to do with the succubus lore?
Does it? Can we get a look-see into that? So a short story, and he's under the impression it was a succubus and not just a shadow person. Is that because of the choking? I wonder if there's a, because like Japan has like a whole different set of cryptids and like fantastical like things. There's like one thing that like it literally just shows you its butt, like, if you know what I mean. It's like its whole thing. Yeah. They have some neat ones over there.
Well, it says in Japanese folklore, wisteria is a powerful symbol against demons, featured in stories and even used to ward off evil spirits.
Ah. So I wonder if the wisteria is growing and protecting him.
I don't. Yeah, just to me, it feels like there should have been. Maybe he forgot a bit or something. I feel like there should have been
Possibly, but this is what's in front of me.
Yeah.
And it seems to go in chronological order, you know. But so wisteria is known to ward off demons, and that would be why. Rather, it seemed just like a bit abrupt, but it looks as if our buddy Christian is safe. That could have went a different way for sure.
Yeah, if his buddy didn't come in there, what would have happened? Who knows?
Yeah. Chat, what do you think would have happened? Be the script. Yeah. Tell us what happened, chat. You know, that nitty gritty. Use descriptive words. Guys, in the comment section, you could do the same. So that was our first succubus on the story. So do you think it was a succubus?
That or some sort of sleep paralysis demon.
No. Yeah, I mean, it took on, he didn't really describe the Japanese girl.
That's what I was wondering.
Like,
I
she,
feel like there's something missing.
yeah, was she like heinous? Was she ugly? Like, was she decrepit?
Like,
you know?
through the whole story, I was waiting for something, and then I guess looking it up, the wisteria part kind of
It makes sense, but it was just very
Japanese. But then it's like, where was that before?
Yeah, it didn't have any context before.
Was there wisteria on the around the base?
And that makes you wonder too, you know, because he's saying it's uncommon for wisteria to be growing the way that it's growing, and also in the area that it's growing in Alabama. So like, how is that happening? Is that a sign from some force of good that may have found itself aiding you and keeping this at bay? Okay, well then, a word from our sponsor, Cody. Who's gonna be our mascot today? Oh, speaking of succubus, why don't we get Courtney Love?
Did you know it's a little unknown fact that she wrote all of Nirvana's songs?
Huh. Don't fucking fuck with me, boy. Courtney has stole all of his music. Yeah, allegedly. Yeah, we all know, Courtney. We all saw Soaked in Bleach, Courtney. I hope you see this, Courtney Love. You murdered that man. Allegedly. To start your band Hole. Yeah, Shithole. Everyone knows that's Kurt Cobain's writing. All right?
Or the other way around.
No. Don't do that. Don't speak.
I'm just saying.
Don't speak ill.
I'm just saying, Foo Fighters too. I think she wrote all those.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to know, you know, because they're all on Diddy's party list. Ain't you? By the way, what does everyone think about Epstein's list just going away? Case closed.
Yeah, just, well, never mind. That never happened.
Nothing to see here, y'all. Nothing to see here.
We're just cattle.
What about, then why is Ghislaine in jail? Shut up.
Yeah. Who?
Just shut your mouth. Oh, in case we couldn't get Courtney Love to sponsor us.
Well, just a succubus.
Yeah. Well, no, because it's not going to understand that.
understands when to go and.
We can't believe you just said that.
Oh yeah. Whoops.
Well, tonight's going to be interesting. Winnie the Pooh.
Wendigo the Pooh.
Yeah, can we get Wendigo the Pooh to or fuck, we're fucked. Can we get Windy the Pooh to do our commercial today? Windy the Pooh. Windapoo. Take it away, Windapoo. Oh, that was adorable, was it not?
That was a doozy.
All right, guys, before we get into our next story, please, if you have not yet, please go down there and sprinkle a little bit of holy water on the like button. And if you can, you got to get some friends to come and throw a subscribe seance. And if you're trying to get some of your knickknacks here behind
knickknacks?
us. Huh?
Knickknacks and
I'm about to take your mic away.
knickknacks and
And what?
paddywhacks.
You really? I had to suffer the last 30 seconds so you could say paddywhacks.
I haven't said it today.
Give a dog a bone. All right, guys. Get your popcorn and your crucifixes ready. We're on to our next story. Monster in the Loft. Hello, my name is Chelsea. I currently reside in Alabama. Whoa! That's twofer. That's a twofer on the Alabama front.
I didn't even see the first. Yeah, I forgot the first one.
Alabama is popping right now.
We need that map.
Yeah, we do. Oh, by the way, if anybody out there, maybe on our Discord or on our Patreon or something, we're trying to get a map of where all of these stories have taken place. So by the end of the year, we can see where the highest concentrations of spooky shit is happening. We thought that'd be a pretty cool idea. But here we go. Back into the story. Hello, my name is Chelsea. I currently reside in Alabama, where I've been for most of my life at this point. I've experienced odd things coast to coast and a little bit overseas. I could say pretty hands down that my weirdest experiences have been at my parents' house, where we first moved as a family upon settling in Alabama, and where they still live to this day. My parents live in the rural town of Trinity, Alabama. I've always found this area to be spooky and certainly more on the paranormal or cryptid side of things, though certainly a few negative human interactions have been had as well. I have a number of experiences I can only explain as something other than normal. I have never felt comfortable in their house, especially not when I'm alone. I feel I've encountered shadow people or demons, both inside and around my parents' home, as well as something else less easily described. It gives off vibes similar to a flesh pedestrian. You know, the skin, in that it spoke to me, trying to get my attention or to lure me into its direction. I thought it was my brother trying to mess with me, so I shook it off as younger brother shit, and I completely ignored it. But anyways, that's not the story I'm here to tell. Maybe a glimpse of what this thing may have been, though. It also may be important to note that there was an old trailer a couple houses down where a murder-suicide took place, and the trailer became a spot for rituals and dark magic to be prompted. Whether that be a source of the area's darkness or only in addition to it, who knows?
Yeah, sounds like you live in a hot spot.
Well, I mean, it sounds like you live somewhere where a hatchet hit someone in the face or something. That's not good. That's spooky.
You got that, and you got skinny boys, and
I have a theory, and maybe I've touched on it, but, you know, I believe that people are the ones that funnel in the negativity from these places where somebody, you know, like a deleting and self-deleting took place. And I think people, as they pass by, they're like, that's the old house where this happened. And it builds a lot of negative energy. And then I
But
think,
it adds to it, and it adds up and everything.
yeah. And then that makes it to where it's a hot spot for something out of this world or otherworldly or demonic.
I think it also has to do with the electromagnetic fields of the earth and ley lines
Nah,
and
you're
things
wrong.
like that.
No, you're wrong.
Fucking hot
It
spots.
has nothing to do with that. Nope.
Just everyone manifesting things?
Cody, would you like to try another?
No.
You're wrong. Has nothing to do with it. Idiot. Where were we? God, now I'm mad. I'm just mad. Our house was still fairly new, having been built by the owners just before us, but that doesn't mean the land itself isn't haunted. Along with the house came a very large barn, which is significantly older than the house. It sits in a valley that always comes to life with fall colors. When the trees start to change for the season, it's beautiful. When the sun is up, it completely changes the second it sets. There's always been a diverse wildlife in that area. Though I never saw one, I was always told that mountain lions roamed the area. Not impossible to believe. I just never saw them, no matter how much I wandered the woods, at all the hours of the night. And then it says, in parentheses, look, I was a dumb youth, okay? We shall spare you a scolding.
I would say you're not going to see them. They've probably seen you, though. Usually how it goes.
Yeah, I have one rolled right up into my backyard.
Yeah. We have trail camera pictures of multiple bobcats, but never seen one.
Yeah, bobcats are cool. Leading up to the night in question, my family, my mom, my dad, my sister, and my brother, had been away for about 3 weeks dealing with family a few states away. I had been left to care for the home and animals while they were gone. To keep me company, my aunt stayed with me the whole time they were gone. Though good company, my aunt was recovering from a major surgery and was about as useful as a wet pine cone. Leading up to this stay alone, I had never experienced anything of significance other than odd feelings or minor, inexplicable encounters easily brushed off. Despite that, I had developed a fear of the barn after dark and would refuse to venture out there if I could help it once the sun went down over the mountain. In one end of the barn, the hallway had very poor lighting, even during the day. Water would often pool due to improper drainage, along with the narrow hallways of extra horse stalls that were seldom used, long riddled with cobwebs and void of life and darkness, and riddled with stagnant water.
Sounds like a creepy barn.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. You know, a lot can go wrong on a farm.
Well, yeah, farming is one of the most dangerous things you can do because there's so many accidents and things.
Yeah, a lot of people. I mean, just even the act of riding a horse. You know, Christopher Reeves.
Yeah.
You know, that guy fell off backwards. He was Superman. He broke his back falling off a horse. What I'm getting at is I wonder what spooky whatever happened here. Because, you know, you could look at an old building and see it as an old building and be like, yeah, it's old. You know, of course it looks creepy. Nature's taking it back. There's cobwebs and stuff everywhere. You know, at the end of the day, those are just cobwebs and stuff. I think it's the feeling of whenever you look at an old building like that and go, why isn't anyone using it? Why didn't anyone try to save it? Like, why did it just sit there to rot?
Yeah.
You know, and it's probably because everyone else is having really creepy gut feelings about it too, leaving it the hell alone. You know, there's just an inexplicable feeling you get. Like, it's a difference between just old and crappy, run down, and this is
I often
got
wondered
some
that.
history here.
Now I'm piecing things together. I'm wondering because it would also be a throwback to our last episode, but so my uncle owned the school, and we were paying him to live there, but we were only paying in cash because he didn't want paper trail for some reason.
Didn't he kick you out?
Yeah, and then one day decided to kick us out.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
then just left it, didn't do anything with it, and it just went to shit and finally got tore down.
Yeah.
But I'm wondering if like maybe he had a dark feeling about it. 'Cause I never got any like we never got an explanation. And he's dead now, so we'll never get one. But it's like, what if he like knew it was haunted too, and just had this feeling? But then like, what if we had stayed there, and it like sunk its hands into all of us like that one house?
Yeah.
From the story, my experiences, wasn't it? Yeah,
No.
I think it was that one. And then the flies and the stuff, and then the dad.
Yeah.
Becoming violent, and
Yeah.
what if it had done that?
Like it kind of shinings you all.
Like I think I'm like, I wish we had stayed there and lived there because it was awesome and blah blah. But then like, what if in an alternate universe we did, and then it turned out to be like,
yeah,
Amityville Horror House, and
maybe. I mean, it did have
went terribly wrong.
Did have some distinct vibrations.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Despite the drainage problem, much of the barn was still good to use, where we could keep horses, we could store feed, a hayloft, tack room, and even a small apartment on one side of the barn hallway. But it was always the dark side of the barn that made my skin crawl. I would take every measure to feed the horses before sunset, but there were 1 or 2 nights that I had to do it after dark. Nothing super paranormal happened on those nights. But once there was a guinea roosted in the loft that removed my soul from my body temporarily. I should add, we didn't own guineas. Its presence there was unknown to me prior to that exact moment. Whoa. Yeah, so a guinea is a type of fowl that you have on a farm primarily as like a warning system and to keep like critters at bay. They'll like stomp rats and stomp snakes, and they have a really, really, really loud bellow to them that lets you know, like, say you have a fox in your hen house. A lot of times just how audible they are will chase out whatever varmint. But that is a hell of a way to find out that there's a guinea in there, because they are loud, and that would be scary. Like that would be something. I'm sure you're aware of what guinea fowl sounds like, but if you're not, you should look it up, and you'll see why that wrecked me as it cried out from the darkness. Yeah, we're going to put that right here. This is what a guinea fowl sounds like. Loud creatures. All uncomfortability aside, 3 weeks went by mostly without incident. A couple spooks, and we had lost one of the cats to a stray dog. So I had put the rest of the cats into the barn, into the tack room for the night and for safety. To set the scene, it was a crisp night in the early fall of 2007. I was 18, sheltered, sweet, naive, and honestly just a dumbass. My poor little brain was done developing, so I must give credit to myself about the choices that I made up to and including this night. We had recently gotten a few kittens, so when my sister came home from the trip late that evening, she wanted to check on the kittens and see her horse in the fucking demon barn. That's funny. You could tell, like, as the story develops, he's getting, like, more and more.
Fuck this barn.
Like, you know, the barn I wish I could burn the fuck down, you know? Yeah. My dumbass agreed to go with her, figuring it would be safe having someone else with me. She checked her horse, turned off the main light, then we went into the tack room with the kittens and shut the door behind us. The tack room was underneath the barn loft. Outside one of these walls was a dark hallway, and the other side was the main hallway with the door we entered from. We had been playing with the kittens for maybe 20 minutes before we heard an impossibly loud sound. What do you think it's going to be?
An evil clown.
Yeah? I think it's going to be a moan.
Didn't we get enough of that last episode?
I think we're going to have a moany groany on us.
A moaning myrtle.
You know? We had been playing with the kittens for about 20 minutes when we heard an impossibly loud sound, a heavy thud against the wall, which we could feel shaking the room, scraping like claws against the wood on metal, and then heavy footsteps in the loft above our heads. We were both jolted with fear, and the kittens went scrambling, hiding in any corner of the room they could find. To our guess, it was... What?
What?
My headphones.
Stop working?
No, it was like weird for a second. My headphones, like everything I said had like super reverb to it. Like it was like to our guests. It was like guess.
You can't even hear yourself, can you?
It was weird. I don't know.
I mean, can you hear yourself right now?
I could hear you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you could hear.
Exactly.
That's creepy.
Okay. Okay. To our guess, it was some creature that had just scaled the wall roughly 8 feet to get into the loft above us. We were horrified, but also we felt very trapped. We figured our best options were to wait out in the room that didn't lock and had no escape route, or to risk getting attacked from overhead in our attempt to run back to the house. I was strapped, as always. Hey!
Boom.
Oh, yeah. Start lighting up the ceiling. As soon as you hear them steps, bam!
Take this, guinea.
Got him. It's like you're like the farm hand. Whoa! I was strapped, as always, but even I had little confidence in my ability to take down whatever this was in absolute darkness. We waited a minute or two, but decided our best chance was to run. We turned off the light and we darted from the tack room, slamming it behind us, and sprinted as we never had before, 150 yards back to the house. I'm guessing the absolute shenanigans we caused getting out of that room were enough to at least pause whatever this was. There was definitely some stumbling over each other as we shoved each other out of the way. It wasn't graceful at all. We went back out the next morning to search for prints, scratch marks, or any sign of something that had been there the night before, and we found exactly nothing in all reality. I'm sure it was a mountain lion paying a very unwelcome visit. Even though the barn stayed fairly high traffic, always in and out with horses, and frequently dogs running around keeping it guarded, maybe it was a lion, or maybe it was something a little more interesting. Either way, it definitely solidified my rule of no barn after dark. As I said, my parents still live there. Every time I go back to visit, I still get the heaves. You'd have to pay good money to stay another night in that house, and even more to get me to go back into that barn. But thanks for listening to my tale, ramblings and all. I have stories of other things, like what I can only assume would be a demon, more weird stuff on my parents' house, a ghost child in an ancient church in the forest, the lady of the lake, another demon, weird things found in the desert, and probably a haunted cave. Weird stuff seems to follow me around, but I guess it could be worse. You and me both. Out of all of those, which one would you like to see? Out of the last little, you had a demon, a ghost child in an ancient church in the forest,
One sounds cool. Ghost child.
lady of the lake, another demon, weird things found in the desert, and probably a haunted cave.
I like the ghost child.
Yeah. I'm going to go with lady in the lake. Maybe I'll get succubus.
Who did this come in by?
This came in from Chelsea.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Chelsea, thanks for staying strapped. Let us know if you're in the comment section. What do you say strapped with? What's your choice? What do you got? What do you got going on? And then, yeah, make sure to go and hit that like and subscribe button. Hey! Hey, Cody, what's your takeaway?
I'd be interested to know what it was in the
Yeah.
barn. What do you think it was?
I think it was. I don't know. Probably some kids randonautica.
What?
Randonautica, you ever heard of it?
No.
Oh my gosh. I have opened a can of worms. I'm going to set Cody down that rabbit hole. That is some content I do not want to make because it is creepy. It's like an app that randomly gives you GPS coordinates and you go to them. And for some reason, it's like every single time you do, it is 100% the creepiest shit you've ever seen.
Huh.
Yeah. One time it gave me coordinates. I wanted to see something like owl related or something. I can't remember. But I got to the coordinates and the exact coordinates. And when I was standing there, I looked down and there is an owl pellet.
Huh.
It was very strange. There's a lot of videos online too that's strange. You know, you got the spooky scenery. It could have been a mountain lion. I could see them being able to jump that, you know. Jump.
I think you'd know because I think the horses would have reacted.
Yeah. Who knows?
Dog man.
You know. But I'd just Swiss cheese the floor. Just recklessly, you know, just blind reaction, just start spraying. I mean, it's an old barn. You could patch it up. No big deal. Sometimes you just gotta pray and spray. You know?
I was got shot by my grandpa once.
Yeah. You want to elaborate?
Nope. No. So I'd always be sneaking around, and we'd go up there, stay the night or whatever, and all my brothers and cousins and stuff. But one time, I was sneaking around in this bush, and there's no way. I didn't make a maybe just like a tiny little tick of a branch. And he's like 40 feet away on the back porch smoking a cigar. And he just
Yeah.
just turns right at me, pulls a gun, and I'm like, ah, Grandpa, no.
Let's take a break for our sponsors. You know, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
No, I'm pretty sure it's a clown.
What clown?
What?
What clown?
A clown I keep seeing.
Visit hellfireholer.com.
Oh, thank you, sponsor. Thank you guys, man. Those sponsors, I swear, those boys over there at the holler, just changing lives. So, good story so far.
Yep, we're on the edge of our seats.
So this one feels thick. So our third story, and it says a paradise turned to hell. That's not good. Paradise lost. Yikes. I don't like the sounds of that. It sounds dreadful. And this is a long story, guys. This is at least a 6-pager. So we're going to need everybody to take a deep breath with us. Summon a circle of protection. Everybody ready? Cody, ready? Cody, fucking hum. Everybody in the chat. Everybody in the comment section. Everybody in the back. What? I don't get any. Fuck you, Cody. You just abandoned me on a humming spree. All right. Everybody on the Epstein list, hum.
They're doing it.
Ain't nobody here.
No, not here, but
Ain't
you can
nobody
hear 'em.
here.
And their
Nobody on that
$1
list
million
here.
mansions and their private yachts, their castles.
Their adrenochrome extractors. Follow the white rabbit. If you know, you know. Those that know can't sleep. We were just talking about that earlier, weren't we, Cody?
Revolution.
So we all just go down there and just set up on the old streets of DC with some signs. You know? Let's say, tell us who the baby fuckers are. You know?
I mean, we know.
Yeah, we do. But I bet you we don't know as to the extent.
Yeah, we don't know the extent, but we have ideas.
Yeah. That's an iceberg. That is an iceberg and a half.
It's even worse than we can even imagine.
Think Rosie O'Donnell's on the list?
I doubt it. No one likes her. She wouldn't get invited.
Yeah. Yikes. Everyone denies Rosie. Okay.
It's not that she probably hasn't tried, though.
Oh, you know she has. I want to
But
drink
maybe you
baby
notice-
blood too.
You notice, like, looking rough. They
Yeah.
shut down the island. These Ellen too,
Mm.
looking rough.
Yeah. Allegedly. I think we have to do that. I think we
Allegedly
have
looking rough. Is that?
to say, I think we just have to say allegedly,
Allegedly.
a lot.
Her
So
set was awfully some similarities.
It's very little.
Allegedly.
It's very little St. James. Allegedly.
Yeah.
You know.
Almost exactly. Allegedly.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. And the theme was like a palmy beach, allegedly. You know. Yeah. I hope that was enough for our attorney, for our lawyer.
What do you mean? Some rich people with money are going to come after us?
Yeah, probably. I mean, if we
You
did
mean the
any,
ones that run everything?
if
Can't
we did,
speak out against?
if we did anything, Pentagon's like, sorry, 7th time we failed our audit.
Yeah.
No consequences.
No. Well,
And it's all of our money.
yeah.
But if you fail an audit, it's like cheeks.
Well, it's a
Getting
different. There's a
clapped.
different class system.
Yeah,
We're peasants, and all of them are
it's just
in
it's
control. They're better than us.
oligarchy.
Just face it.
an oligarchy.
Yeah, they've had this money. Their families have been rich for generations,
Mm-hmm.
thousands of years, and they just kept it. And
Yep.
we're all just slaves.
Yep. Chattel, if you would.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're farming babies while the slaves are working.
Yeah. I pledge, if this channel gets just absolutely huge, we're going to make a difference in this world. Yeah, we are.
We're gonna
Yeah.
cause some havoc.
Yeah. Yeah. So, join us on Patreon. Deadeye 2 Tongues 740. But let's get into the story. Paradise turned to hell. My name is Savannah, and I'm from West Virginia. Hey, neighbor. I've been sensitive to the other side for as long as I can remember, and I've experienced many things I can't explain. Today, I want to share one of my longest and most intense experiences, so bear with me as I take you on this journey. Oh, we're here, girl. We're here, Savannah. No worries. Right here with you. So, chat, you with us? You with the Hellfire Boys in Savannah? We're going to West Virginia. In May of 2018, my ex-husband and I found a rent-to-own house with some property, and it was an unbelievably good deal. At the time, I felt like we'd hit the real estate lottery. I thought, finally, we have a place where my 3 daughters can grow up and have their perfect life. Oh, man.
Sounds like paradise.
It's going to go to shit. And you already got like 3 kids like relying on it at this point. It's like, man, I just hope they walk away not as traumatized as some of these other stories. The first 2 weeks were quiet as we settled in, unpacking, decorating, doing all the things that come with moving. My ex-husband worked the midnight shifts in the coal mines, and I was a stay-at-home mom. About 2 weeks in, after I'd gotten the kids to bed for the night, I decided to stay up and watch a little TV in the living room. Our couch sat in front of a window that faced a mountain just 20 feet behind the house. Suddenly, the hair on the back of my neck and arms stood up. I had an overwhelming feeling that someone was standing right outside that window. I turned to look, but saw no one. To be sure, I went to the back door, turned on the porch light, and peeked out. Still, nothing. I sat back down. About 30 minutes later, I heard scratching on the window. I looked outside again. Still nothing. When my husband got home, I told him about it, but he brushed it off, saying I was just getting used to the sounds of a new house. Man, don't you hate that? Don't you hate that when someone pacifies it? It's an old house. What do you expect? It's like there's like a demon behind them as they're saying it.
Just
Like,
ignore it.
And just pushing on the loose floorboard. Oh, it was a gust of wind. About a week later, my 2 youngest daughters, then 4 and 6, came out of their bedrooms running and screaming. I asked what was wrong, and through tears in her eyes, my 6-year-old said, "Mommy, we were sitting on the floor playing Barbies when all the stuffed animals on our bed started flying across the room. I ran into their room. It was ice cold, and every hair on my body stood end to end. The Barbies were scattered across the floor, and every stuffed animal lay in disarray throughout the room. I woke my ex and told him what had happened. He looked at me like I was crazy and said the girls had to have been just playing around. Fast forward about 6 months. There were weird sounds and minor occurrences that we tried to ignore. Bingo! Just ignore it.
Right, yeah, try to ignore it.
Just ignore it. It's like so much easier said than done.
I'd say, yeah, it's messing with your kids, though. Like,
Oh, yeah. Yep. Over that time, my ex's personality began to change. Oh, here we go. We're going to have another story. They always go after the men.
I was going to say that, like the head of the household or something, or just, yeah.
Yeah. Like, well, I mean, if you take down, the physically stronger member of the house, and you turn that like person who's physically stronger against their family, if you're operating with them, if you're able to possess them, then they can do the most damage, and not good. My once fun loving husband became cold, aggressive, and hateful. Even the slightest noise from the kids would send him into a rage. Meanwhile, I had become depressed and withdrawn, which wasn't like me at all. Our healthy rabbits suddenly died, and my chickens started dying one by one. My cat Sophie had a litter of 7 kittens, but all except one died, even though the vet said they were perfectly healthy. My middle daughter began having terrifying night terrors, and she started sleepwalking. She would walk around the house asleep, crying that she didn't want to die. I started sleeping on the couch out of fear she'd wander outside in the middle of the night. Ugh. Man, what would you do? All this stuff just starts happening like all at once.
Be hard to tell what's exactly happening, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, probably put everything together after.
Yeah. I mean, there's always like a chance that there's exterior like forces. Like, I talked about this in another episode, like where the fungus ergot, had gotten into the grain and into the corn of like settlers, and it has a tendency to make people act really, really strange, like they lose their mind. And it's led to what some archaeologists and historians and, have said, was these like cataclysmic events, like this village danced themselves to death. Say this house is like sitting on top of like, a vent coming from like the mountain or the ground that's like leaking gases or something. Those are forces that, you could very well say, I mean, all the rabbits die, the changing in personality, like if you're in a house that's filled with mold, it changes your behavior, it changes your sleeping patterns, it changes like all sorts of stuff, So I'm just wondering, if we ever,
I'm sure there's a point where it gets to where you have to leave or something.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah.
But I mean, you started off with like, this is your dream house and everything, and it's like, well, maybe everything will get back to normal.
Yeah. But I'm just wondering if there's exterior forces to any of these that like, that have a significant role or impact. Like, who knows?
How many have we had like this kind of where the house just starts infecting people?
Well, this is this like, well, I know our last episode had that in it.
Yeah, almost the exact.
Yeah.
Seemed like it went after the
Yeah.
father first, or at least the most.
Yeah. Eerie. I guess a lot of that could be like what I just said, with like the exterior forces and mold and maybe there's a gas vent or something like that. If it's not happening to the mother and only happening to the father, I guess that's a telltale sign, But investigating, you can't just jump to it's paranormal all the time.
Well, I don't know. You seem to like to jump to succubuses awfully quick.
Well, I mean, she was a Asian succubus, like, like I'm picturing geisha girl, like, oh no, I'm crying, I'm getting a handy from a geisha girl. Oh no, Fast forward another 6 months. By then, we had been in the house for a year. My daughter's night terrors only got worse. Doctors and specialists couldn't help. The feeling of being watched continued, and the nightly scratching sounds at the windows never stopped. My ex's aggression escalated. Sometimes he was even physical.
Well, I can just spoiler alert here, but she's just calling him his ex or her ex already.
Yeah.
I would say that.
You think this was the catalyst?
Oh, I'm feeling it. That's
Yeah.
what happened in these other stories.
Yeah, could be. One night, the five of us were watching a kids' movie together in the living room. The first time we'd done anything as a family in months. My oldest daughter, who was 9, turned to me and asked, "Mommy, did you just hear someone talking in the kitchen?" I had, but I was trying not to scare the kids. I replied, "No, honey, just watch the movie." But as soon as I finished my sentence, a loud bang came from the kitchen. The kids screamed and piled up onto the couch between me and my ex. Then we heard a rustling and a deep, scratchy voice. From where we sat, we had a clear view of the kitchen, but nothing had moved. We sat frozen. The movie paused, listening intently. Then the kitchen cabinets suddenly started swinging open and cups began flying out, smashing against the walls. The kids screamed and climbed behind us on the couch. That's when we saw it. A large, dark, shadowy mist began to form near the refrigerator, growing until it was nearly 6 feet tall. I felt sick with fear as we watched the blackness take shape. There was no transparency, just pure darkness. When it finished forming, we could see a black hooded figure in a long cloak. It turned what should have been its head towards us, revealing only a deeper void of black. Then it slowly strolled across the kitchen and disappeared out the window. Yikes. Ew, what do you think?
I think you take your kids out of that house for at least go find somewhere to stay.
Yeah.
Maybe try to bring someone in to cleanse it or look at it, see if they can figure out what's going on.
I mean, the poor daughter who's having the night terrors.
Yeah, that too, because she's being possibly controlled by this thing for a little bit.
Yeah, and like a year had gone by from the incident with like the stuffed animal, so it's obviously like shown itself first to the children.
But it's been building and building, and now you're seeing it.
Finally got the energy it needs to start tossing some stuff around.
Yeah, now it got energy to manifest itself.
Yep.
What's next?
Well, let's see. That night, my oldest daughter and I slept, if you could call it that, on my youngest daughter's bedroom floor. The next morning, I sent the kids to my mom's house for the weekend and saged the entire home.
It's a good idea, but
yeah.
try to get someone else.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I don't know, but someone with I don't know your personal experience, but someone who has significant experience in this field.
Let this be a lesson to anybody who is trying to purchase a home. If there's a cheap ticket on that dream plot of land, I would look into maybe why it's so cheap. You know, I would be deep diving into the library archives, you know, trying to see why this person's essentially just giving away this amazing property. Because you'll probably find more often than not. It's probably because they're having trouble selling it. I wonder why. That night, I decided to sleep in the bedroom with my husband. The first time in months because of my daughter's night terrors. A few hours later, as he slept beside me, I lay awake watching TV. Suddenly, 3 knocks rattled the back door, right next to our bedroom. I could see the door from where I lay. I'm just frozen in terror. Then 3 louder knocks pounded on the door, and a gush of icy air rushed into the room. A mist began to seep under the floor, slowly billowing into the bedroom, becoming darker and thicker. It slided up the wall and paused in the corner above the door. Oh, man.
Threes again.
Yeah. Yeah, it always comes in threes.
I mean, you know that the smudging didn't work, and I would say, I mean, if you know anything about it, the the threes and stuff, then you kind of can deduce that this is some sort of demonic
Yeah,
thing.
for sure. I tried to kick my husband awake without taking my eyes off the blackness forming on the ceiling. That's when I heard the most terrifying sound of my life. A low, gurgling growl, like something bubbling through hot syrup. The sound was so loud it vibrated through my body and drowned out the TV. Suddenly, the blackness lunged from the ceiling straight onto me in the bed, pinning me down with such force it felt like a linebacker had tackled me. I couldn't breathe as the weight pressed up into my chest. My ears rang, my vision became blurred, and I struggled for air as I clutched the sheets, praying my husband would wake up. But he stayed sound asleep. Then, as quickly as it appeared, and the entity recoiled back into the ceiling, slithered to the door, and vanished underneath it. Gasping for breath, I shook my husband awake. He called me a crazy bitch, and he told me to get the hell out of the room so he could sleep. Yeah, I'm starting to see why maybe this dude went the way of the dodo. You know, that's a good time to, maybe consider, Yeah, that guy was definitely present whenever all this stuff's getting wung out of the cabinets. Shit's being broke as they're having family night. And then your wife wakes you up like, hey. And the first thing he could say is, you're a crazy bitch. Come on. That's why you
there's
always
some
say
people that are
strapped.
just super in denial of this stuff.
Yeah. Well, for sure. But, and granted that, there's an element that he's probably very tired. I think he's the breadwinner.
That's how they.
He
Well,
works
it
in a
works,
coal
though. They wear
mine.
you down and they tire you out to where you're just, you're running on empty.
Yeah.
Everyone's cranky. Everyone's
Yeah, for sure.
on edge. One little thing sets you off, and
Yeah.
not making excuses, but just saying like maybe this is a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, this is obviously, I would say, whatever it is, its plan is to get in one of you and take
Kind of
over.
like a one-sided war of attrition. Just slowly breaking you down.
Yeah.
He called me a crazy bitch and told me to get the hell out of the room so he could sleep. Stunned, I grabbed my pillow and I went to the couch, trying to process what had just happened. Yeah, there ain't no way. I wouldn't isolate, even if he was being a
I'd
dick.
be like, I'm on my way to where the kids are, and I'm just going to sleep there.
Yeah, no shit. Forever. Yeah. About a week later, my youngest daughter, who was 5, came into the kitchen as I was making breakfast and said, "Good morning, Mommy. I have to tell you something. Last night I heard the knocking, so I started to pray. When I opened my eyes, there was a tall man with a bright white light all around him. He was so big his head almost touched the ceiling, and he had big white wings that touched the floor. He told me not to be afraid and that he would protect me, so I wasn't scared anymore. I actually slept last night." Her words brought tears to my eyes. I felt like I was failing as a mother because my kids were being tormented and I couldn't do anything to protect them. But knowing she had been comforted gave me some hope. What does that sound like? It sounds like the Lord.
It does. I was waiting for it to be like a possible, like, false, like
Yeah.
it
Like,
showing
psych!
it showing up as a thing just to.
Yeah. Well, I don't think anything demonic can take on the appearance of anything angelic. I think it's like a secret code,
I
like
would definitely like foster that. Continue that with her.
Back to the story. That weekend, my oldest daughter was at her dad's, and my younger two were staying with their grandma. My husband came home from work in rage, screaming at me, calling me horrible names. He accused me of cheating, though I rarely left the house and barely spoke to anyone. I asked him, "Who told you that?" He kept repeating, "They did. They watch you all day and say you're sleeping with someone." I shouted, "Who the hell is they?" He looked over his shoulder. Though we were the only ones there, he replied to thin air, "Like you said, she's denying it."
Oh, this sounds like now it's like got its hooks in him. Just telling them things.
This is like fucking Jack from The Shining.
The Shining, definitely.
Yeah. Let me just hit that one more time here. I asked him, "Who told you that?" He kept repeating, "They did. They watch you all day and say you're sleeping with everyone." I shouted, "Who the hell is they?" He looked over his shoulder, though we were the only ones there, and he replied to thin air, "Like you said, she's denying it." Ugh. Then he looked me dead in the eye and he said, "You mean to tell me he's lying with him standing right here?" I was terrified, realizing he was talking to something that I couldn't see.
Oof. Man, you got to get everyone, including him, like, you got to get out of that house.
Yeah.
At least until you can get somebody in there to...
Man, it just gets worse.
It's got him now.
This went on.
It's in his ear.
Yeah.
He's seeing it. No one else is.
Oh, and they're wedging a divide.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little step further before it becomes violent.
This went on for months. He would talk to people who weren't there, and his outbursts became more frequent. One day, our youngest daughter accidentally stepped onto his toe as she ran past. He picked her up by the throat and threatened to snap her neck. I grabbed a heavy electric griddle and hit him over the back. When he turned to face me, his eyes were completely black. No white visible at all. He bared his teeth and let out that same horrific gurgling growl. I screamed for the girls to run to the neighbors. He lunged at me, shouting, "Bitch! You will pay for that. I told him we need to end you, but he wouldn't listen. I guess I'll have to do it myself." His voice was pure evil, and his body moved in an unnatural, jerking motion. I saw my purse on the table, and I darted past him to grab it and ran outside. The kids were frozen in the yard, so I yelled, "Get to the van now!" As I got him inside, I heard the sounds of what seemed like two grown men fighting inside the house, stomping, screaming, and rumbling growls that haunt me still to this day. That day, I decided to leave him for good. The kids and I moved in with my mom shortly after we left. My ex, he disappeared, leaving his dogs and cats behind. The neighbors called to tell me that he'd left in a hurry, and the front door stood open for days. I gathered our things and our cats, never to return. The neighbors took care of our dogs until we found them homes. When I filed for divorce, I learned he had been institutionalized for hearing voices and his erratic behavior. Since leaving him in April of 2020, the kids and I have never experienced another dark entity. I knew this was a long story, and I've left out a lot to shorten it. But that's how paradise turned to hell. Damn.
I mean, from what it sounded like, he was fighting it, trying to.
Trying.
He didn't want. When he said, "I told him we should end you," and he said no. That was the entity in him saying that your ex wasn't gonna let it happen. But and then it sounded like the fighting after you left the house was possibly like himself fighting himself to try to gain power back.
Yeah. I mean, it sounded like he might have like been trying to hang on and still be in there, but
Man, like
talk about consumed by darkness.
yeah,
That's so unfortunate. You
I
know,
feel like he was still in there.
yeah.
But now it's like, how long was he in that house by himself? How attached is it to him? And
Well, he's institutionalized
and he's...
for hearing voices, you know.
Is it still in him, or is he just saying that? And
I don't know. What if someone went to exorcise him and he like completely was lifted from it? I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but that's sad because she ends up losing her husband to this entity. You know, you got to put yourself in her headspace. She probably hung on as long as she could, probably knowing.
yeah, I mean, threatening the kids and stuff is...
Yeah. Well, his eyes were completely black.
But yeah, that's what I mean. Like, was that really him, or was that something else?
Well, I mean, I don't like they've had a 4-year-old and a 5-year-old, so they've clearly been together for a very long time. You know, like he didn't sound like he was the person that was super irritated and angry and pissed off all the time. You know, it sounds like he tumbled down through that upon entering this house, which is sad because, like, you know, they had a whole life
I'd
ahead
say
of
like
them.
another one of these houses that have just decimated a family.
Yes, Savannah, we are so sorry to hear that. That is a very, very much so sad and terrifying story. I can't imagine.
I would
Ugh.
almost say, I mean, yeah, okay, he's institutionalized for hearing voices. I mean, didn't everybody
I
hear the
will.
voices almost? Some voices, some of the
Yeah, but like we were
everyone heard some
talking.
stuff. That's what I mean. Like everyone's like,
Yeah,
the government's not going to believe it,
yeah.
but
Well,
maybe I feel like there's a chance he needs help.
yeah. But I mean, I guess in a way he's getting it in the psych hospital.
Maybe.
But I mean, would you want to put yourself around him knowing how, terrifying he became? I mean, that is I don't know. That is a catch-22 for sure. Hopefully everything worked out the way it was supposed to. You know. Sad regardless for everybody, for everyone involved, especially the children.
Also, I don't like what happened to the house. Somebody else move into it.
Yeah.
I'd look into that. Warn them.
Uh,
If nothing is going on in the house, has he just taken it all in? And is it just
yeah.
need to get a priest or something? This
Yeah.
guy.
That is creepy, because she was seeing things when he wasn't even home,
Yeah.
because like you could be like, well, maybe he just like it later on in his life, or maybe some condition from the coal mine, or something. Maybe he suffered a head injury that like messed his brain up or
So I
something.
mean, like everyone's seeing stuff and hearing stuff.
Yeah, but it's I mean, and he's definitely the one going and working in a coal mine and coming home weary and fatigued. He probably doesn't have the energy to prevent something from hopping in him. Man, that's brutal. That is one of the most brutal that we've had on the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sad. So, what do you guys think in the chat? Let us know in the comment section as well, guys. Posting comments really, really helps us in the algorithm. So, if you are down in the we don't have the super chat yet, do we? Does anyone know what a super chat even is? Like,
I don't
we're getting
know.
close
I don't know
to
if
it.
that's only for live videos or not.
At 3,000, we get super chat, and we also get, what was the other perk?
Shop.
Yeah,
Sure,
we can.
shop.
We'll be able to put shop links on our page so you guys can go and click. Like when we get the I partied with the Pudgy Wudgy sticker, that should be on the 14th. We're going to be putting that up on our Patreon. We're going to be putting that up on socials. You guys will be able to grab those if you like. Nice 5x5 I partied with the Puck Wedgie sticker. It is dishwasher safe, UV light safe, and also waterproof. So we went quality on it, guys. If you guys want to pick some of those up, that would be fantastic. Also, if you guys want to join us over on Patreon, it's Deadeye Two Tongue 740. It is a big tool for us as creators. It helps give us a little lining to our coffers, allowing us to expand our content and do more here on your social media platforms. So consider it, okay? Deadeye Two Tongues 740. Anything helps over there, and we try to give back to that community in the form of videos you can only see on Patreon and some other really cool perks. Like at the end, if you are a subscriber and you are one of our paid subscribers, you're going to see your name at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that. The list is growing. It's pretty incredible. And also building a community here. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you to everyone that was in our chat tonight, our premiere chat. We really, really appreciate you guys. And afterwards, we will be moving this to our Discord, which paid members on Patreon are able to access. And we go to the after party where we discuss the stories of the night and we talk over any questions we may have. And sometimes the authors of the story are Patreon members who end up there to answer questions, which is pretty neat. Cody, any closing statements?
Tired of these houses ripping families apart.
Right? Home wreckers,
Home wrecking homes.
you know?
Home Yeah,
The
home wrecking
fuck?
homes, home wrecking houses.
Yeah, a home wrecker that wrecks homes.
A home that is a home wrecker.
Cody, what was your favorite part of tonight?
I don't know. What do you mean?
Mine was
My favorite part was where the dad was choking the child. That was. Yeah, I don't know. There's not really a favorite part.
There was no part that had you on the edge of your seat.
I mean, that whole last one had me. And then the one in the barn. What was in the barn? That was.
Yeah, it was pretty
And
creepy.
then, yeah, what was going on with the wisteria? I still want to know that.
Yeah, that's something we're gonna have to look into. Yeah, mine was definitely the HJ from the Grandma Cookie Succubus. OTP HJ.
That didn't even happen, did it?
Yeah, you weren't paying attention.
Happened so quick.
I mean, I'm able to keep reading. Like it's not happening, but I felt it. She came along with her still warm oven cookie tray hands. She took out her dentures. She gave me a nice succubus.
I can see it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, we're totally putting that up here. She looks like one of the Golden Girls.
You
Oh,
see
my
these all the
God.
time. It's
Give me some.
quality since 1914.
Oh, that's how long she's been around. That makes
Grandma's
sense.
peanut butter cookies.
Yeah.
75 cents.
Give me a little bite of
That feels
Grandma's
like it's-
cookie.
We're doing ads for Grandma's cookies now for some reason.
Yeah, maybe they should sponsor us, huh? Come in here in the middle of the night.
I don't know if they're gonna be like, well, you talked about getting hand jays from our great grandma, so we're gonna sponsor your
I
videos
said
now.
an HJ. You don't know what an HJ is.
I mean, okay.
She could have gave me a holy job. she could have gave me a hello jovially. Don't make it sexual.
I didn't do it.
Don't turn it into something.
I still feel like that. On that third house or that third story, I feel like that house needs
burned
people
down.
need warned. Well, yeah, that if it's still in there, people need warned about it.
Yeah.
Or another family gets torn apart. I mean, shit, we keep getting these stories. I don't know where they're all from, so maybe we could just the same house over and over, fucking everybody over.
Yeah. Yeah. We need to start like using our social media to warn people.
Yeah, like, hey, don't go to this house.
Be like that scene in Step Brothers.
And then if it's not in the house anymore, I feel like it's all in that dude. That dude needs some help.
Probably.
And not just like medication that they're going to pump down his throat forever.
Yeah, he needs an exorcism.
That's what yeah.
That's what he needs. Get rid of them demons. Don't let the demons win, y'all. Nope. That's
I feel like through our group here, the patrons, the Discord, the live chat, and the just comment section, through this channel, we're going to build like a Justice League of spiritual warriors that will just find these places, and we'll just we'll just go in and beat the fuck out of these.
Summon shamans and stuff from all over the world. Medicine men.
Just we'll hit it from all fucking angles and all religions and
yeah. I mean that'd be fun.
Refill these houses with light and
make like a paranormal A team.
Yeah,
that'd be sweet. Yeah, maybe if the Patreon keeps on going, y'all. Dead Eye Two Tongue 740. Well, Coney, that was a hell of a last story. All the stories were good tonight, but that last one really. That last one had me feeling a certain kind of way.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah,
this upsets me.
Same.
Just ruining these families.
Hey, I'm your host, Dead Eye Two Tongues. You can follow me on at Dead Eye Two Tongues, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Patreon, Dead Eye Two Tongues 740. I would love to have you follow me on that journey. I post different content among the different platforms, and I have a great time doing it as well. So thank you guys for joining us tonight. I can't wait to see it edited down and put into its final form. It's always fun to see that because I read these stories live on the fly to you guys. I've never read them. Cody's only skimmed them. And I also watch the video premieres with you guys as well. So I'm hoping that we, by the time this airs, are having a really good time right about now. So That being said, love each and every one of you guys. Go check out our products over at hellfireholler.com if you need some herbal supplementation for your life, whether you be running low on energy, having a hard time focus, anxiety ridden, or having a hard time sleeping. You can get some of our products over here, the herbal path to help your health. So, with that being said, I'm your host, Deadeye Two Tongues. With me, as always, is the ever faithful Fogman himself.
Pleasant dreams,
And
everyone. Won't you return on Friday?
yeah, Mondays and Fridays at 8 p.m. I'm waiting for you to scream.
Not doing it. I can't just do it every single time.
You have.
No, I haven't. There's been at least one.
Mondays and Fridays at 8 p.m., guys. You can find a new episode here at the Near Death Diary podcast. Also, if you'd like to add anything to our set or send any of your products in to be featured on our Patreon and to be mentioned here on the show, then you can go ahead and send those in to P.O. Box 264, Gloucester, Glouster, Gloucester, Ohio, 45732. We would love to see what you guys want to decorate our studio with, and also your lovely products out there. Also, remember, if you do send in your story, drop your socials, because we're going to try to send some people your way. That being said, I love you all. I hope you stay spooky. I hope you stay strapped. I hope you stay wild.